Well, hi. It's a bit later on in the day. This is the same day as I recorded the last one. Um, I don't know. I was having a bit of fun watching the video back. I had to do an edit for the first time in an episode, and there he is. And I just thought, I had so much fun. I might record another one today, just before I go for my job interview at the Carpet Right Warehouse tomorrow. Why not play a bit more Keeper? It was actually quite interesting to watch that last episode because I noticed a lot of like speech. I don't usually listen to myself talk. I only like do the talking. It's so loud. Okay, wait, hold on. I'm gonna do some impromptu mixing here. Uh, there you go. I don't really care how loud that is for you. It's mostly for my sanity. Um, and it's just quite interesting to hear. Like, I'm obviously not cut out for speaking in a recording setting yet, I suppose. I contradict myself all the time. You know, I say things I'm not really meant to, or I say things in a way that makes it sound like, it makes it sound that I mean one thing when I actually mean another thing. Uh, it's just fun to hear, especially because especially if you don't listen to yourself normally, you always hear yourself say and like, and it's very disjointed. I speak very conversationally, which makes a lot of sense in a conversation. But this isn't really a conversation. This is more of a like long form, um, raw, unedited, podcasty type thing. Oh, I'm scratching my face. Please leave me alone. I mean, another thing is with this channel is, I mean, so far we've only really done two kinds of content, which is Isaac and GeoGuessr, and I love both of those games. I know. Oh, hello. I know for a fact that Isaac is one of my comfort games. I know I've got comfort characters in shows and comfort songs and stuff, and Isaac's just one of my comfort games. And GeoGuessr I've had a lot of fun with because it seems like intellectual without being very intellectual. I mean, there is a way you can be intellectual about it, but it's very much you look very well. I mean, you look a lot smarter than what your actions are. What your actions say. A lot of it's just like pattern recognition or recognizing that there's an antenna in the shot, so you're in Kenya. I mean, I say that with a caveat, like there is an intelligent way of doing it. Sure. Where, I mean, like the way Tom does it, or GeoWizard, he does it very intelligently. You know, he's been to a lot of the places, so a lot of it is just, like, oh, I've been there before, I recognize it. And a lot of it is geography knowledge as well. Like my brother's going in to do a geography degree in university, so I plan on asking him to do a couple of GeoGuessr episodes in the future once he knows a bit more, because I feel like he would be a valuable ally. So I'm sure if you do know what you're talking about, you can use it. But me, I don't. I have no idea what I'm talking about. So I think that was one of my episode titles, is like proving even idiots can get a perfect score in GeoGuessr. Because that's just very much what I am in terms of GeoGuessr. Okay. Let's go down. But I don't know what else to play, really. I mean, the content so far is games that are very like, it's the same game, but I left coins. It's the same game every time, but it's different in its own in its own right. Like this is the same game every time, obviously, but it's a different run every time, and I talk about different things. Well, at least I think I talk about different things every time. Like I said, I don't really pay attention to the things I say. I just kind of say them, so I might repeat myself a lot. But who cares? Fuck. There goes my train of thought. Yeah, you know, I don't have any other game. Oh yeah, where the runs kind of the same. No, where the game is the same, but the runs are very different. Um, like GeoGuessr as well, it's the same premise to the game every time, but you're in different places and there's different like strategies you can do. Hello, Samson's chains. Sure, I'll take it. I think you can blow up fires to make a little path. Nope, you cannot. That is a lie. um, but in terms of what other games to play, like I genuinely don't play any other games. I think I've mentioned before my history with games where I was forced to watch people play them on YouTube or watch other friends play them just because we didn't really have a lot of money as a family. But now I've got my PC after my thing at university, I can actually start playing games now. And I've actually bought a lot of games. And back when I used to have my stream, and I used to make Let's Plays back when I was like 13, 12. And I used to save games. I've heard content creators talk about this, where they save content for like a stream or a YouTube series, and then they actually stop themselves from enjoying it at all, just so that they can have it for a stream. But then they never actually end up streaming it, so they just end up they just end up never enjoying the thing, and that's definitely happened to me. And when I did a few streams in quarantine, the first quarantine, I definitely had that same thing. But now I feel like with this YouTube thing, I feel like I can just start a series. So whenever I feel like I want to play a game, I can shit. I can't shit. I can just play it without hesitation. And because I'm at a beautiful point in this channel where no one watches, so I can. I mean, literally all this content is for me. If you really think about it, it's just games that I enjoy playing, that I can play over and over again. And it's games that and I talk about stuff that's going on in my life and therapy, and it gets a bit depressing sometimes, but like, who cares? No one watches, right? So I could literally just pick any game that I wanted to play, and maybe like not, and if I get bored, just like not finish it because I don't have to. So yeah, I have shown a little bit of interest in Spelunky. A friend of mine from university was very into that game, and I talked to him about Isaac, and he knew what Isaac was, and he said, "Oh yeah, you'll probably like Spelunky." And I've watched NL play Spelunky and Giesling play Spelunky, so it does look like a lot of fun. I would start with Spelunky 1 though, just because apparently Spelunky 2 is very different, and the learning curve is a bit sharper. Okay, sure, booster pack. I don't think I can afford anything in there. Take you. Take the world down to the next floor. I mean, just in case anything's on for sale there. What? Yeah, I want guppies, dead cat, sorry, but I don't think I can afford it. No. Okay, I prefer angel deals anyway. There we go. I'm gonna do 100. What have we got? We got a higher tier delay, I think. No, we don't. I feel like I'm just gonna do that at the end of every floor, and as soon as we get to a run where I'm comfortable, I might go for it. We don't even have a way into get Samson's thing, so I'm just gonna move on. Oh yeah, and another reason why I wanted to get into Spelunky is my friend from uni said that he learned how to play Spelunky with one hand. He like mapped a lot of the keys to do the same thing with one keystroke, so he would like jump and attack at the same time per se. But still, I just thought that was very funny. What is happening? I'm gonna die. Yep, there it is. Good run, good run. I actually want to get somewhere with this, please. I'd like to make at least one unlock today. So yeah, I might take Spelunky. I might take up. There was a few games that I used to play as a kid. That I might like to play. Oh, this is. I'm liking the tea. I'm liking the fire rate here. I'm gonna take that. You know, there's a few Mist and Riven games that I used. Well, I never played Riven. I only played Mist. I could play Mist and Uru as well. The like online version. I might play that just for nostalgia's sake. Again, I'm at like a really lovely point at this in this channel where no one watches, so I only need to make stuff for me. I I do see that pertaining throughout the whole thing. Like I'm very much a sort of person where I can't fake anything. I can't fake it being interested in something. So I feel like I will always not really care what people want to watch me do. I'll just do whatever I'm doing anyway. And that was very much the case for my stream. I remember my brother and I doing it at the same time, and him getting like hundreds of follows. He reached affiliate naturally just by growing, and that was just because he played Minecraft. And I don't know if you know this, but Minecraft is quite popular. So just by virtue of the game being very popular, and also because people like going, they like scrolling down to the bottom where there's like people with 1 to 2, like, you know, less than 10 viewers, just to see what they're up to. There's a lot of people that do that, and also my brother's very entertaining to watch. He's good at talking. You know, he's like me, but without any mental health problems. So he just shines. And he's very creative, and so you know he naturally just got a lot of followers. But I was playing stuff like Rayman 2, Great Escape, and Isaac, which isn't the most popular thing on Twitch. So I was having a harder time growing a following. But then Beardageddon raided me with like 800 people once, so I got to affiliate that way. That's a horrible, well, not a horrible story. It's a horrible story because of how I dealt with it. I had a sort of, when he raided me for the, with 800 people, I sort of panicked, and I dropped my controller while I was playing Sea of Thieves, and it hit my computer, and my computer blue screened. So I came back on, and everyone that was watching was like, "Oh, where did you go? We were like having fun watching." And I was like, "Oh, sorry guys, my computer blue screen because I dropped my controller because I was so nervous." And then I did it again, and at that point I had become so nervous, and I was shaking and things like that. So I just decided not to. It was a stupid idea, but I decided not to pick the stream back up again. But I ended up getting my affiliate button because enough people followed me. But I let it get to me, man. You know, I let because I make a lot of music, and I make music for me as like a kind of, it helps me feel better about myself, and it helps me realize, you know, I have something that is, you know, like it gives me something to be proud of. Not pride as in like a full of myself pride. It's pride as in like I'm giving myself an excuse to feel good about myself, kind of thing. I don't know. I'm just checking over this floor to see if I did everything I did. Brick. Oh my god, this needs to stop happening. One moment, please. But yeah, I got because I make music for me. It doesn't really pertain to like what's popular or what I know people will click on, or you know, it's so when I see people like changing the way that they do their art, like whether it's illustration or photography or music or whatever, I say, oh, like don't let social media and likes and the fact that at the beginning no one's gonna like know what you're making or no one's gonna perceive it. Don't let that change the way you make your art. Don't let that stop you from making art. But in terms of streaming it, I let that happen to me. I saw my brother getting a lot more views and subs and donations, and I was just like, what, am I not good enough? You know, here I am talking about my life, and there he is talking about his. Why can't I? Why don't I have like a modicum of the success that he's got? But we're two very like different people. I know I just said we're the same, except I've got mental problems. But you know, we in that we are two very different people, and you know, my brother is a very fun, bubbly person, and I'm a more serious kind of person. That's just who I am. And I think Minecraft, Twitch lends him, his personality and the way he he makes his stuff. It pertains to Twitch a lot. You know, people like engagement, people like confidence. I'm sure when everybody starts out they're nervous, but Cameron's lucky in the fact that he doesn't have to battle with that. He's just a very confident boy, and I'm very proud of him for it. You know, I never once. I'm proud of myself for never once, you know, getting upset with Cameron just for doing better than me, because I know it's not like he's doing it to be a dick or he's not trying it. You know, that's obvious to some people. Um, but I never let that kind of get in the way of who we are as brothers, because I would never get in the way of that. Plus, it's so cool just to see success come out of my family. You know, it's awesome. It's like I grew up with the next biggest Twitch streamer. I mean, he's still like affiliate. He's not like huge or anything, but he's still. I would consider him like a successful small streamer. It depends who you ask. I think well, like one person would call a small streamer like 100 viewers, and the next person could call him like 2,000 viewers. That would be a small streamer to them. But you know, he would go live like once or twice a week, maybe 3 times a week, and he would have, you know, upwards of you know, 10, 20 people at a time, and then people would come in and go Cammy, and then he would remember their name. I didn't even pay attention to what was there. I just left. That's okay. We want angel deals anyway. I'm just gonna leave, bro. You know, and I would consider that successful. And he is gonna continue doing it once he goes up to university. He's gonna buy a new computer. He's gonna get some more equipment. And he's sorting work out when he's there, so that he can afford to stream, which is amazing. Like, I'm really looking forward to tuning in and hearing my bro, because it must have been very hard for him to not hear from me for a while, just because I don't like using my phone. It's not that I don't like using my phone, like, well, I mean, it's exactly that, but it's just, I mean, it's like yesterday's episode, or this morning for me, where just I had a full-on like panic attack just because I was on the phone for an hour and 45 minutes. You know, that's why I don't like using the phone, just because I go through heightened anxiety and panic attacks through it. With it, I mean, and that must have been hard for my brother, you know, not hearing from me for ages, just because of that. But it'll be nice for us to connect while he's away at uni through the stream. And then I wish my anxiety took prisoners, you know. I wish it picked and choose. Choose isn't a word, is it? No, it's not. I wish it could pick and choose who it was anxious with. No, that was such a good run. That was such a good run. Why? I wish my anxiety could pick and choose who it was anxious with, but it genuinely doesn't. Like, the phone conversation was with my dad, for God's sake. He's like one of the only people on this earth that like fully understands my mental health and what I go through every day. He's such a sweetheart, and and I'm the only person he can talk to. Or me and my brother are the only people that he talks to, really. So I genuinely I have all the time in the world for my dad, but then it breaks my heart sometimes to know that I struggle with being on the phone with him, even though it's not just him, it's with literally everybody. But that's that's why I wish it would pick and choose who it did it with, because some people deserve the attention, and some people just didn't hear from me for several months just because, or years even, just because I didn't have any other means to talk to them, but other than my phone. But I just didn't like using my phone. Like, I'm okay with texting, don't get me wrong, but I'm still like one of those people where I will see a message and I've known that you've texted me, but I've either like left it too long so it's too awkward to text, or I know that I've messaged. I just need to wait until I'm in a good enough headspace to respond, or otherwise I'm not going to be conveying my ideas accurately. Uh, so I'm just shit at you having a mobile phone. But I'm better at texting, yeah. And I think that's another part of the reason why I'm so difficult to date, just because sometimes it's nice to hear from your partner. Anyway, I wanted to talk mostly about logistics of YouTube and whatnot in this video. I can't wait until like maybe a couple years down the line where I'm a little better at um, talking. I'm a little better at I'm just gonna go. I can't stand Coast of the Lost. A little better at talking, because there's gonna be a lot fewer moments, or a lot less moments where I forget what I'm saying. There's gonna be fewer moments where I'm not contradicting myself, or no, there'll be fewer moments where I'm contradicting myself, and I mean there was one just there. Um, I'll lose my train of thought a lot less. I think I already said that, but whatever. I'll be in the flow of things, Whereas it's a very awkward thing for me at the moment, where I don't get very many opportunities to speak of what's on my mind because of social pressure, or I don't have. This could be interesting, I guess. I feel social pressure a lot. So even if hey, even if what's happening, even if I'm with someone that I trust unequivocally, and I'm with someone that or I'm around someone. Shoot, please. Or I'm around someone that I do trust with my feelings, I still find it difficult to bring up. It's a pressure thing mostly. So this basically just removes that entirely, and I can just free flow what's coming to what's coming to mind. It's that range though. All day. This is shaping up to be a good run. Yeah. So this is sort of like therapy, but with no social pressure, which is nice. You guys should try it sometime. Oh, look at that. Whoever said my reflection was a shit item should rethink it. I mean, it's got a nice I think it's a very specific situation where the keeper is good with it because it shoots 3 of them at a time, and Hemolacria increases your damage, and then my reflection increases your range, so you can just kill enemies from across the room. This would be nice just to hold on to, but again, no money. Plus, angel deals are better anyway. Yeah, I say that every time, but It's interesting that the meta has changed so quickly with that, just because they added more items to the pool. They yeah. I think I watched a video on it. I'm not usually one of those people that get so into the meta of the game. I just kind of play it. Uh, but both have their merits. I think it's just one of those things where I cannot be bothered. Like I could quite easily, I mean, this is my favorite game just because it's a comfort game for me. I could quite easily sit and read all of the things that makes this game easier to play, and I bet if I knew everything about this game, I would have an easier time with it. But I just can't be fucking bothered. I'm the same with learning art theory or learning music theory. If you don't know what you're doing, sometimes it's more interesting. If you're just making shit up as you go along, it's, you sometimes get something that you might not have even thought of with if there's theory behind it, just because of accidents. Like with music, I don't know anything about music theory, but I think I had it explained to me. Music theory is just like no. Sorry, that was my Discord, by the way, not yours. Just in case you're wondering. Um, Sorry about that. But music theory is like hearing something and hearing that it sounds good, but knowing why it sounds good. Whereas with without music theory, you can obviously still hear something sounds good, but you don't know why exactly. And not knowing any music theory, you can. I mean, I genuinely like when I record stuff as well. I'll have a like riff or I'll have a chord progression in mind, and then the rest of it is just me making stuff up and riffing a solo and doing all that stuff on the fly. And it does, like, a lot of it sounds calculated, but like honestly, no, I just make all of it up, and I think I can get away with it. I mean, again, it's when you make your own music and no one listens to it, it's like sort of an echo chamber. You've got no feedback, so you're just doing things like based on what sounds good to you. You get a very unique product at the end of it, just because you're not doing it based on what anyone else says. And I like that. I think if everybody stopped worrying about what other people thought and stopped doing things for other people and literally only made art just because they thought it looked cool, and I feel like we would have a lot more varied things. You wouldn't have. See, I feel bad for saying this because artists on Instagram and Twitter and stuff like that. There's still like love and passion in their work, but a lot of it is dictated on what's popular. So it's not true expression. It's expression based on, or it's expression like ran through a bunch of filters, pardon the pun, but like of what's popular and filters of, you know, say like they made something and it didn't get as much engagement as another thing, they'll just start doing more of the other thing. And that's not true expression because you're changing that expression to fit other people's ideals or what the algorithm says is true. Back in the like Renaissance period, back in my day, back in the Renaissance period, people there was no such thing. And that's why I think and Cubism was literally born out of that frustration. Just Picasso, I think I might be thinking of someone else, where Picasso was so sick of doing things the way he was taught, like the usual thing. Yeah, sure, I'll take it. That he just did something completely wacky and out of the blue and to his own liking, and that was the birth of Cubism. I think I'm right in thinking it's Picasso, but I could be thinking someone else entirely. And that's what I kind of do myself, but I do with my own stuff, and it kind of forces you to, because it does feel bad when you know, you make something and it's so passionate, and you're very passionate about it, but then people either don't care about it, don't like it, or don't even like know it's there, because you're making things specific to you. So it's very likely that someone might not like it, and that kind of forces you to not care about engagement. Because like I look at my Spotify for artists, and I see for like the third month in a row that the listens on my album hasn't gone over 3, and I smile because that means, I mean, I don't smile, I just kind of look at it nonplussed, I guess, because, you know, it means a lot. It means a lot less to me now. I kind of forced myself to look at it a different way. Um, but I mean, I do say that as if I'm like I've gotten over it completely, but that these, like, I only say this because like it's born out of that frustration that I know, like, just not to worry about it, and then it's actually a more beautiful thing. It's a more beautiful thing without it, because you can just purely focus on what makes it cool for you. But I still do feel a bit like, oh, does really no one care? Does this thing that I find so, what's that gonna make a run like? Oh, terrible. Just killed our range. Because I still do want people to care about it as much as I do, you know, it's such a source of joy for me, you know, making music, and I want to share that with people, and I want to share the happiness it brings. But I mean, it's kind of obvious, like, not obvious, it's kind of a given, like, when you first start doing things on the internet, you want people to care about it, but there's so many people doing shit that it's kind of lost. It's like a part in a bubble bath, or a, you know, ripple in the ocean kind of thing. It's like there's so many of them out there. There's so many people making music and releasing music every day that it's very rare that your stuff will be heard. And I've also kind of shot myself. Oh, I need to stop doing that. Shot myself in the foot a little bit, because I'm doing it. I've got this music project where I kind of don't want people to know it's me. It's sort of like a pseudonym thing, but it's not like I haven't invented like the name of a guy like, I don't know, Jarvis Michelson, and this Jarvis Michelson guy makes music. It's like the name of a band, so it's a pseudonym kind of band. So that even kind of takes the notion of it being just a dude out of it. It's kind of adding to the mystery of it. It's not because I'll be like, oh, I'm so dark and mysterious. It's because I want to, like, I want to fully make music for me, but then take the me out of it entirely. So it's only about the music. What a play! What a play! Look at that. Well, it's not really a play. It's just the thing. I will take you. I'll leave these coins there. So if so now I've kind of made it. If I ever do feel like, oh, why is no one listening to my music? It's like, oh, because I've made it so that, like, people are gonna find it harder to, well, it's gonna be difficult to come across, because it's one of those things that I'm just not bothered um, with all the SEO, like search engine optimization. I've called, oh, see, kind of defeats the point if I talk about what it's called, but it's one of the, it's like, it's a name where something else, it's like, it's if you type it in, it will just come up with the name of that thing. It's not like, it's not as if you would search that thing and nothing else would come up, because it's a unique name. Like, if you search it on Spotify, nothing comes up. If you search it on, I haven't actually put it on Bandcamp yet. Yeah, but if you search it on Spotify, nothing comes up, so that's bad. So it's good enough in that sense, but it's simple enough that if you search it in Google, it won't show up. Only that thing will show up. And I don't do like hashtags, and I don't have social media accounts, just because I can't be asked. So it's harder for someone to come across my work in that way, and it's harder to digest just because I make it for me. So if it's sort of like I've given myself a reason, like, why aren't people engaging with my work? Oh, it's because I've kind of I've only put it out there for me. Plus, I see the internet as an archive for the work, not like for a place, not for a place for people to. Did my shot speed go down? Not my shot speed, my rate of fire. Like, why aren't people looking at my work? Oh, because I've made it difficult for people to find and engage with. It's not like I've made it difficult. Like, it's sort of like a Primus thing where Les Claypool's obviously made stuff that he's interested in, and some people don't engage with it, but a lot of people do, and a lot of people have found that they can relate to it, you know, and have loved their music like I have. Fuck you, man. That's really shit. Okay, I'm gonna do one more because I'm enjoying what I'm talking about. So I reckon that if the right person did find what I make, they would enjoy it, of course. But it's gonna be interesting to see if and when that happens. But again, I'm totally fine if it doesn't, just because music making is a therapy to me. So it kind of removes the necessity for an audience in the first place. I can see the argument, like if a tree falls in a forest, does anybody hear? So like if I make music but nobody actually listens to it, is it even like, am I actually even making music? And I would argue like, yeah. Because it's for me. Like, it's a bit weird, like when singers say, "Oh, I can't listen to my own music." You know, you've heard interviews of people saying, "Oh no, you listen to your own songs?" Like, "Oh, I can't even hear myself sing or whatever." First of all, I'm not singing on mine, so I don't have to be embarrassed about that because I can't sing, or at least if I try. I mean, okay, I can't sing conventionally well. I've had this discussion with a lot of people. Like, if Captain Beefheart can be a singer, then so can I. But there's definitely a secret room there, isn't there? No. There is one here though. But yeah, a lot of people say like, oh, I can't listen to my own music, but I sort of can, just because I make music that I enjoy listening to. Like a lot of it is inspired by King Gizzard, by not Red Velvet, Dead Velvets. No, fuck. I'm having a mind blank moment. What are they called? Dead Kennedys. Sorry, the Velvet Underground. kind of merged in my mind for some reason. You know, Pink Floyd, all that cool stuff. It's inspired by the music that I love, and so of course I'm going to enjoy listening to it. And that in itself, like if it's enjoyable for me to listen to, then it can exist. It's like it's got a value, it's got a purpose, because I can listen, I can perceive it, I can listen to it. We don't have any bombs. That's sad. I can't get into the secret room. So yeah, as much as I want people to watch, as much as I want people to listen to my music, you know, it's like, it's okay if no one does. And also the same goes for this channel, right? I mean, sure, it would be cool if people engaged with it, you know, left comments, told me stuff I could do better, gave me suggestion for games I could play, you know, watch the streams if I ever started streaming again. But this, so far, I mean, all it's been is stuff like an excuse for me to sit down for half an hour to 40 minutes and talk about shit that's on my mind, because I don't normally. And if it serves a purpose in that, then it's achieved enough. And so I don't actually need. I mean, my brother said the other day that he watched my last Isaac video. Oh no, the third one, because the fourth isn't out yet for me, but it is for you. Yeah, he said he watched, and I thought that was pretty cool. But dude, I could go on perfectly happily doing this for years and years, without a single view, without a single subscriber, just because it serves the purpose of being a therapy for me, being a thing where I can talk about my feelings in an open forum without any interruption, without any kind of, without any worry that someone might get hurt or upset by what I'm saying. I mean, and that worry might come one day. I'm fully prepared for, you know, a pair of eyes to perceive the work that I'm doing. Oh god. But that's not going to be a problem. And it might even change the function of this channel. Like, it might, if people start watching, it might be less about me and my thoughts and feelings, and it might turn into more of a entertainment based thing for some other people, and that's cool too, you know. I think as long as it's like got a purpose, as soon as it's got no, well, this actually might be a great item for us, I just realized. Yeah, as soon as it's got no reason, like if I'm going to therapy, so I've got an open forum that with low pressure that I can talk about my feelings, then that's great, you know. Then I've got one, and if no one's watching, so there's no audience, then maybe I'll consider slowing it down. But to be honest, like even without the therapy thing, dude, I'm kind of having fun just sitting and talking. Oh fuck. Yeah, I'm just having fun chatting. Like even this episode is just, I've just been talking about my channel, like, and my streams. You know, I'm just having a great time. And I'm playing my favorite game in the world. So, right, okay, what to do? There's nothing in our shop, is there? No. I am going to do the boss then. I think it depends on... Oh, hang on, I'm being called. Yeah? What stuff? Yeah, I can just send you the credit card details. Would it be okay if I did it with you in like an hour or so? Because I'm in the middle of something. No response, so I'm just going to assume that that's okay. Yeah, landlord stuff. I'll get back to what I was saying, I think, before I forget. But basically there's like a load of outstanding rent. Well, not a load. There's like 900 quid in outstanding rent. Because student loans give me enough to cover it, and I'm in a position where I don't have work, so I can't pay it back. Luckily, we've got an independent landlord. Well, had an independent landlord, and she's super lovely and understanding. So we've got like, she wants it ASAP, obviously, as everyone does, but she's like, she knows that I'm in a bit of a tough situation, so I can't exactly do it right now. Oh, I thought she was still talking to me. But it's all being sorted out. I think we used our whole like 500 quid deposit on the 900 quid, so it's actually only 400. But mum says she'll just pay that, which I'm so lucky for my mum, dude. Like if I didn't have my mum to kind of bail me out of these situations, I would be homeless probably. That was lucky. But yes, I even yeah. I'll go back to what I can remember saying. Even if there's no like reason to do it necessarily, I'm still finding this quite fun to just sit and do. And if it's a hobby, like when I watched Philza right as that like I remember watching Philza when he was not before he was famous, like right just as he was becoming famous. I remember hearing about I think loads of memes were being made just from his little tiny community before he, or like as he lost his biggest world that he'd spent like 5 years on. And I'd watched those memes. I was like, whoa. And I saw the like buildings that he had done, and I was like, that's so cool. Like, I want to watch that. So I ended up these dodges, by the way. Can I just say that? So I started watching him then, but that was before he like blew up. And he was on like Dream SMP and stuff. And he was just doing it as a hobby. Like he's in a similar situation that I'm going into. You know, he worked retail. He he was just doing this streaming thing for fun. So there was no real purpose for him to do it other than he just found it fun, and something came of that. But I've got the added bonus. Well, I mean, no, we both had the added bonus that we don't actually give a shit whether people did it or not. It was just the case fulfilled that it did. And that's pretty awesome. I was worried that it was going to be a D1. I think our run is good enough that we don't need it, especially if we're going Isaac. Oh, but this gambler's fallacy though, isn't it? It's like, no, gambler's fallacy is oh, I'm likely to win just because I've lost a bunch. But it's like this little gambling thing in me. It's like, sure, it's safe, just picking or just going with what you've got because it's good. But don't you want to see what it is, just in case it's like the best run you've ever had? I'm tempted to ruin what we have. I mean, we've got poison tier, like the occasional poison tier. We've got good damage. We've got a thing where if we get hit, we spawn coins. I think that's how piggy bank works. And because I've been playing a bunch of the Lost, I'm a little better at dodging. But that doesn't have anything to do with the items I've got. But so I'm tempted to take the D1, but D4. I mean, but I think I'll leave it. Depend. Okay, if we get a shit devil, if we get a shit item room and no devil deal, or a shit devil deal, or a shit item angel room, then I'll go for it. Why not? But obviously, if it's like Brimstone or something, or Revelations, I don't even know if I've unlocked Revelations, but oh, this sucks. This boss fucking, oh man, help me! I have no idea how I've stayed alive for so long. There it is. Oh yeah, piggy. Sorry, I've been jogging my leg up and down, and I've got noise cancelling headphones. I'm sorry if you could hear the tapping up and down. Off already. Okay. Same dude. Okay, yeah, dude, we're going D1. Pageant boy pisses me off. This could D4. I mean, this could either make or break this run. We could either end up making some unlocks, getting some progress, or dying in the next floor. Okay, damage up, tears up, speed down a little bit. I'm kind of happy. Spun potential, conjoined potential. I'm happy with this, dude. Like our HP went down and our speed went down, I think, but overall, not bad, not bad. Hmm. But I'm excited to see where this takes me. I mean, my brother. I can tell you what my brother's stream name is. It's Campanion. I'll link to it in the description because why not? And I'm excited for him to start streaming again up at university. Not only for the reasons I mentioned, but also I don't know if I can leak this or not because it's making promises for him that you know, he might not necessarily keep because it's up to him. But you know, he's thinking about making a Minecraft realm with family members on, so that'll be me, dad, cousins, and he'll stream that. So I'm considering either streaming that as well and maybe uploading highlights or full VODs on YouTube on this channel, which would be fun. You know, there's an extra game that we could play. And I don't know if we'll have VOIP or we'll just, you know, do it Hermitcraft. Well, I mean, Hermitcraft now have VOIP, but back in the old days when they used to either be on a Discord call if they wanted to talk or just do it solo, like the Tinfoil Chef. But that's going to be really exciting. You know, I've loved Minecraft ever since it was in beta, and I got my account for £7. You suckers have to pay 20 quid for Minecraft. Fuck you. But yeah, no, I've been super into Minecraft, and I'm okay at building. Like, I mean, I've been playing since beta, so you know, I've had practice. Let's say. Uh, it's gonna be fun to actually have a reason to play. Like, I would when I play Minecraft, I'm very much of those like I'll build a big house, and I'll make a few redstone machines, and I'll kill the Ender Dragon, and I'll make a bigger like castle somewhere, and then I'd run out of purpose, and the game kind of stopped being fun because I've got nothing to do. Even though I know the whole game is about making up stuff to do. In that sense, I'm not very creative or inventive. But I think that having a purpose and having a series and having people to interact with in the world, and like your buildings don't have no consequence, then they have like you can make a shop where people can buy things, so people are interacting with it, and you have a purpose for your building, and you've got like a direction to go, so you can you know, there's a driving force basically, which I wouldn't normally have. So I'm looking forward to that as well. Sure, I'll use another ball. Oh, I'm so happy I did. We're on the road to Guppy, my friends. But again, don't I mean, if you are out there and you are considering watching, like, I wouldn't make it. I'm not gonna make any promises for my brother because it could be that was his plan, right? To make some Minecraft content and stream while he's up at uni. But dude, I mean, I had such a hard time with like with university. I mean, only my third year. My first year was kind of a breeze. Well, ish. Um, I mean, mental health makes everything difficult, but you know, in terms of academics and keeping on top of things, I had quite a hard time. So you know, Cameron, you might have a hard time keeping track of shit as well. And he might find that he needs to focus on work rather than streams, and that's totally cool. Almost died there, holy shit. What to do? I'm gonna go to this room and Yera, see what happens. So yeah, please don't take that to heart if he decides not to. And who knows, like maybe if I find myself having some free time, I might start streaming again. Because I think it would be quite fun to pick up again. I did enjoy it while I was doing it. It's going to be Magic Mush, watch. No, not quite. This will be Magic Mush though, watch. I've never got that right. I've literally only ever blown up a mushroom by accident and got Magic Mush. I've never got Magic Mush by blowing up a mushroom on purpose. It's kind of annoying. Joking. I was like, what if this pill is full health? And it was. But yeah, maybe expect some Minecraft content. Maybe expect some streams. I mean, I think my Twitch stream is linked in the description, so maybe go give that a follow. Plug. And I'm learning to believe in myself more in terms of content creating. I mean, I make the music now, but I mean, a lot of it is pretty much like where you're down about something and you just have to convince yourself to. Oh no, we definitely want this. Where you want to kind of make yourself feel better by just telling yourself things, and I've kind of done that with this, but it's also kind of true. So it's sad but true, we could say. Where, you know, if you care a lot less about what people think about your stuff, you will make better stuff, in my opinion, and you will just be happier in general. And I think it's heartbreaking, dude, when people stop doing things just because their mental health tells them or lies to them about where it's going, or like no one's ever gonna care, or I'm always gonna be shit. It kind of sucks because I feel like everybody has the potential to express themselves, and not everyone, a lot of people see that they're bad at something straight away and go, okay, well, it must not be for me then, or I must be just shit at it. Whereas I think people take things for face value when it comes to things like talent. I genuinely believe that there's no such thing as natural born talent, that people work fucking hard to get where they are. Like, when I play guitar in front of people, I mean, this is just the, like, people I've played guitar in front of, it's done this. But when I play guitar in front of people, when I show people my art or my music, a lot of the times it feels like they think I'm showing off. But in reality, it's just, oh, because they take my stuff at face value. They're like, wow, this guy, you know, or like when people get disheartened, like my dad, this is, I mean, we're very similar people, so we you know, we like, you know how sometimes someone will say something wrong or do something and I'll take it the complete wrong way and take it personally. Dad saw that I was very good at guitar when I was very young, or like, and it kind of disheartened him and it made him stop playing. And, or for a while, he's very he's like amazing at it still, and he's picked up again, which is very cool. But oh yeah, go on the spikes, boy. What was I saying? Oh yeah, but you know, it was sad to see that he kind of got disheartened and stopped playing just because he saw that I was good, and it was only because, and he wasn't, and it was only because of him that I started playing guitar in the first place. So he should take some credit in that. And also, I've been playing, like, I don't remember a time where I wasn't playing guitar. Like, that's how long I've been playing. I've been playing since I was, like, half my height. Since I was maybe, if I had to put a number on it, maybe like 10 or 11, 8, 9 or 10 maybe. And I'm 22 now, and I still play, like, for, you know, a couple of hours every day. And it's only because of that that I've got any, like, modicum of talent. No one picks up a guitar for the first time and is like Van Halen or, you know, Jaco Pastorius on the bass. I don't think anybody, you know, no one's a Les Claypool just by picking up something. You know, no one's an I almost said Urethra Franklin. How bad is that? No one is Aretha Franklin. I almost did it again. Fucking hell. No one is Aretha Franklin just by like picking up a microphone for the first time. You know what I mean? But people see it like that, you know. People go, "Oh, I'm not. I don't want to play guitar. I'm not very good." It's like, dude, you know, like Aaron Hansen put it perfectly. You know, like, do you think I came out the pussy? Do you think I came out the pussy drawing Mozart? No, I mean, obviously, it's like kind of obviously. Oh, it's kind of obvious when you put it like that. You know, nobody's good at anything when they first start out. It takes hard work and effort to it takes hard work and effort to get good at anything. Like I can't draw for shit. Like I can't draw characters. My life drawing isn't very good. I can only really do like small repeating patterns like mandalas and you know, intricate things like that, but I can't draw anything to life or anything like cartoony. So I know for a fact if I went to, I shouldn't have come in here. Oh god. Guppy's collar, please. Please do me proud. Please, 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 please. Okay. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. Have a good and safe day.